Does supersizing your business cost an arm and a leg? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is cost an arm and a leg. This is one of those idioms that they don't really know the origin of. I not only got it out of a book, but I also researched and looked it up. And it's one of the few idioms that it's just unknown, the origin. They suspect it came about during the World Wars, either World War I or World War II, when many soldiers literally lost an arm or a leg, or an arm and a leg, serving their country. A very high price to pay by anyone's standards for serving your country, being in a war. And it came to mean too high a price, something that costs too much, something that's very expensive, and it may or may not prove to be worth it. For example, I have an itchy nose today, but I went looking at the beginning of this video for my Rolex watch. I have a Rolex watch. Obviously, I haven't worn it in a very long time because throughout my move last year and just looking in my jewelry box today, I couldn't spot it quickly enough. Normally, back in the day, it was on my wrist every single day. Now I've got a Fitbit and a cell phone, and so that has kind of negated the necessity of wearing a watch, especially an expensive watch. Now, that watch was probably, I don't know, 50 times more expensive than I could have gotten a watch for back at the time. But back at that time, I wanted to reward myself for something I'd done. I don't remember. I probably got a new job or something, and I felt I deserved it, right? A lot of times we pay more for things because of the status that those brands or those items provide us with. And so they're of value because of that. But I got to thinking about this idiom today, and do things need to cost as much as they do? And it's not really a matter of cost and what it costs to make something, because it doesn't cost 50 times more to make a Rolex watch than it does to make a Timex watch, or if they even make Timex anymore, or any other brand of watch. It doesn't cost more to make, and there's a little bit of an argument here, organic products and services than it does to grow other products and services, yet you can get more for them because they have less, and there are reasons. There's less yield, there's no pesticides, yada, yada, yada. But really, the cost of those items is not a direct correlation of the cost to produce those products and services. And we get into this whole discussion about cost and value and worth, what things are worth. And so many things are intangible. If our products and services change people's lives and transform their lives for the better, how do you put a cost or a price on that? It's the value to the individual that matters. And so that's where the gray areas come in. But should it cost an arm and a leg? Does it cost an arm and a leg to grow and build and supersize your business? And as the more I thought about it, the more I realized absolutely, positively not. I thought back to growing and changing and morphing and scaling my offline businesses in the past, and it didn't cost an arm and a leg. We didn't add more expense unless we knew that the sales and the value we were providing to people would cover that increased cost to the business, to the bottom line. We don't do even online, no matter what we do in our business, if what we're doing isn't, we don't at least project that it's going to give us more revenue or more than cover the cost of that, we just don't do it. Yet in our lives, in our personal life, sometimes we do things where we pay too much, we spend too much time, we waste too much of our resources on relationships, on people, on jobs, on places, on activities that don't really return an equal or greater value to us. Who hasn't been involved in a relationship that we knew wasn't going anywhere, but we stayed anyway? Who hasn't been involved in an activity and it's to the point where it's not fun anymore? You know, we all have hobbies and goals and objectives and things and activities we participate in, and we try and experiment till we find out what we like. But sometimes we start off in something and we play it or we do it for years longer than it's fun or gives us the enjoyment, the reason that we started doing it in the first place. So cost an arm and a leg. I'd love to know what things have cost you and if you thought it's worth it. We've all taken trainings or coaching programs or classes. Like, I look back on my college education now and I got to think and got to say, was my college experience and my college education worth the amount of time and energy and money that I invested in it? And I would say, you know, it got me into my corporate career. So yes, but I've learned way more since college and in businesses that I worked for, either as an employee or as an owner, than I ever would have learned in college. And maybe that's as it should be. You know, we go to high school, we start our learning process, we learn how to learn, and then we go on to become who it is that we're going to become. So cost an arm and a leg. I would love to know things that you think that you've spent too much on. You didn't get the value out of that. I've got coaching programs I've totally gotten 10 times my value out of, and I've got other coaching programs I've been involved in where, you know, I might as well have just been flushing my money down the toilet because there wasn't the essence and the value there. And we get better and better as we get older at determining and discerning what we should put our resources into and what we shouldn't. But that doesn't mean that growing and supersizing and building our business needs to cost an arm and a leg. Always consider the value, the worth, and how far and how fast it's good. The investment that you make is going to help you grow. How fast is it going to help you go? A lot of times coaches are the best answer because they help you step over a whole lot of the mistakes you would make otherwise and skip steps ahead in the process of achieving a certain objective or a certain goal that you want for your business. Very few businesses and coaches are overall advisors on everything and every aspect of growing and building your business and are in a position that they can help you with anything that might come up in your business. Sometimes we need to hire specialized people to help us with different things, just like we hire specialized people to help us to grow our business, different employees with different skills and skill sets that we might and probably don't have, right? We're all really good at some things, but we're really terrible at others. So we focus on the things we're really good at and the things that bring us joy and passion and we love to do, and then we bring team members in or hire people to help us do the rest. That's how we supersize and grow our businesses without it costing us an arm and a leg. It's our idiom for today. I would love to know what you think about it, what your experience has been with this particular idiom. Have you ever said it? Have you ever felt it? Have you ever said, oh my God, I paid way too much for that. It cost me an arm and a leg. Or I did this project and I spent so much time and energy. It cost me my relationship. It cost me, you know, some interactions. I missed out on a whole lot of things with my kids and with my significant other. They say that we have to sacrifice to grow our businesses, but I think sacrificing is optional. Just like I believe that things paying too much for things costing too much in terms of the value worth proposition, that's up to us. We don't have to do that to get to the objectives and the goals that we want with our business and with our lives. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.